We are here at the artistry. My name is Alex. Welcome to the podcast. The podcast is named Mars and Venus. This podcast is just mainly going to be about relationships, talking about relationships and what we know as people. Because in reality, we're not experts. We're not psychologists. We're just people just talking about it. Young people seeing our perspective and seeing what we've learned at a young age and kind of what the world has taught us, what we should think, and then what we think is the correct way of thinking, because in reality there's no actual correct way of thinking. Everybody can think different ways and can think the way it suits them. And this podcast is just going to be quite liberal as well. We're going to be smoking weed, drinking drinks and stuff like that. It's just going to be super chill environment where we just kind of discuss our ideas and delve deep into the conversation, however it might be. So join us, and you're welcome to kind of listen to what we explore. So basically, I'm gonna start off. My name is Alex. I grew up here in Southern California, and my parents are from Mexico City, so they migrated over here as young kids of 18 years old, and they moved to Chicago, and I was born there, and then they moved over here because it was warmer. It's been a experience, like I was telling her earlier. It's honestly an experience to grow up with your parents, because I feel like other people had older parents, like in high school and stuff. I saw like their parents were like 50, 60 years old, and my parents are like very young in their 30s. So there's a big difference with growing with your parents and your parents like raising you. They raised me as they could, but there was a lot of times where we grew up together.
There's a generational kind of gap there, though, because there's like you grew up with them a little bit. You probably helped them a lot more than in the nicest way, like their parents helped them, because they were much, older, and there was a different line there of like how to help your child grow. Because then you're already kind of grown. You kind of want to like do grow with them at this point. That's a good.
Yeah, because they're completely different people now with my little brother. My little brother, they're like exceptional parents. They've learned an insane amount from being like a parent from me and my older brother.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. But something that does maybe skew my own perspective is because my parents are still together to this day. I know for a fact that a lot of people have divorce and stuff in their life.
Mine are still together as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank goodness they're together still.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would have changed my life a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like it's not all roses, because it's not outside of its conflicts, and like my parents still like are normal human beings. They go through their conflicts and maybe fight, maybe to the point of divorce, but it's still them still being together is a positive that a lot of people would want in their life, that they miss out on that, because it's literally 50-50. 50 people get divorced and 50 like stay together.
Is that actually the logistics of it all?
Yeah, that's kind of like the same.
That's wild. That's so crazy. You never really know.
Facts. So, starting off with that topic, like, what do you think makes a perfect relationship? What do you think is the requirements for a good relationship?
That's actually like, it changes for me every single time that I meet someone, actually.
Yeah.
So it's never really the same. Right now, I think the qualities that I need are like, in the kindest way, support. Like, I want to know at the end of the day that the person who I am with is going to be there for me. It's as simple as that. I hate being in a relationship or a friendship, whatever it is, or in a family setting where I feel alone. Like, no one wants to feel alone. And I've actually had a lot of relationships in the past that I have genuinely felt so alone. And it's like, you kind of don't share much of yourself with other people at that point, because you feel closed off. And so then like your emotions, they're just kind of like held in within you. So then other people around you are like, oh, you're fine. They never really get to see the full perspective of what you're feeling, because you're not sharing that. And I think it's just like a quality that a significant other, a friendship, or a family member just has to kind of help you bring out. Like, it really defines whether it's a good friendship or not. The support or the relationship, the support. It's all this, it kind of comes back down to the exact same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, but for me, kind of like I'm looking out in an outside perspective as an adult now. Like, I've only lived childhood type relationships, but like in itself, like there were adult type characteristics within those relationships, but they were still like not what what people say a mature relationship is. Like, kind of to expand on that idea is like someone to know someone before you start dating them, to get to know them and not immediately start dating them. Like for example, I was taken aback recently, uh like super recently. This girl, like I asked her out on a date and she said no off the bat, but it was for me because I'm in such a habit, like as a young person. Like as soon as I meet someone, like especially like within a dating app, I meet someone like let's go on a date, you know. But in reality, like that's not the course. You have to take everything at its time. You have
Yeah,
to meet someone. You have to know them before you even take the leap of saying I want to go on a date with you.
that's
Yeah,
agreed.
yeah,
The
yeah.
real question is, do you truly believe that every relationship should be a friendship in the start?
Yeah, see, that was something I was thinking about last night. Like, cause it doesn't always work out that way.
Exactly.
A hundred
Yeah.
percent. It's always like, especially within like a young generation, it's super fast paced, and you might be out in a party and you really, really like this person, and more than likely you end up going home with them or anything of the sort. And that's kind of how modern relationships end up starting because it's of the way that we're accustomed of being fast paced and kind of even the fast-paced life of technology. Like we're so accustomed to like boom boom boom, like the dating app scene of like boom, like you text this person and within like even that same day like you're talking to them in a romantic type of way, and it's already in your mind like that's okay. Because back then it was a lot slower process when you had all these social norms that you had to follow, that you couldn't just like cross them one time after, like just leap them, because technology helps you actually be less nervous. Like texting someone like risky things is a
Mhm.
lot less nerve wracking than being in person and being like, I think you're really pretty. And
Most
I,
people don't even say it
yeah, yeah, yeah,
in person.
exactly. In
Yeah.
person, it's a lot harder to say the things that might come to mind and stuff. And that's actually a part of the experience of being in a relationship and the start of a relationship, kind of within the topic that we're talking about. That it's very important to feel those very real human emotions and not just keep that online.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's actually how I met one of my roommates now.
Yeah.
It was on a dating app. It was Bumble. It was right after like an 8-year relationship that I was getting out of.
Mhm.
And I went on Bumble and I was in California. So I wasn't in my hometown. I had just left my hometown. And I think it was like 2 weeks in. Um, I just decided I would kind of come to California and I got a job.
Yeah.
And then I started looking for a place to be.
Yeah.
Well, I met my roomie on Bumble.
Yeah.
We started out like obviously like with an attraction to each other from social media, the photos, whatever. But then there was like no deep inner connection at that forefront.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to meet. We never met. So like a year goes by and we're just like consistently sending each other random pics on Snapchat, like no words said, like nothing, no textual, like we had no
Yeah.
idea what we were doing in our lives, like, but we just saw photos of what we were doing and we
Yeah.
just tried to piece it together. And it was like assumption in the best way of like who we were.
Yeah.
And then I told him that I was moving down to California. And then he was like, okay, let's get a place together. And we're literally just like best friends now. You met him. That's when
Yeah.
we met.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's,
He's super
yeah.
great. No, actually, he's super cool dude. Like you said, he's an attractive dude. And all that. And I could see like the way you just explained the story. I could see how it outlined too. And it's also like playing on human emotion. Like you would rather surround yourself by someone you're attracted to or something of the sort, even if it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you just kind of your brain, that's what your brain is attracted to. Like as a guy, I mean, if I can move in with just eight different attractive women, I could be the only guy in the house. That'd be a very cool thing to do. So like I see how that also is a thing. And I also see that like in subconsciousness, like in friends. Like you want attractive friends and you want your friends to be attractive too, and you want
Yeah.
like all that type of stuff is interesting.
Well, every friendship is kind of like you pick and choose your friendships by like what you feel you're lacking in a sense in your own life. Isn't that Sugar Rim just fucking fabulous?
It's so good.
I know. I was like all over my fingers. Goodness, it's like candy. Okay, no, but I feel like everyone kind of picks and chooses their friends because like we're like I am very doubtful in myself in some situations. Some
Yeah.
scenarios that I have, I'm like, I wish I was more like my girlfriend, or I wish I was more like, my other friend,
Yeah.
and I wish I was more like my partner, whatever the situation. But the reason I'm so attracted to them deeply is because I like want what they have, and they kind of give me that in the
Yeah.
friendship or the relationship that I
Yeah.
have with them. So it's like we're all making a puzzle. Like we're all little puzzle pieces, and like every section of each other is so different, but it really makes up like one dope ass group. Like that's the whole, I
Yeah.
think, the base of like what we want as friends. So of course, like I want pretty people around me. Doesn't
Yeah.
everyone though? Like on a realistic like term of who
Like people that
you
elevate you in a
yeah.
sense. Yeah.
I love having friendships where like we're always kind of one upping each other a little bit, because it really gives you that push and a drive to just
Yeah.
like become what you want for yourself. Like you aspire in a different way when you have
Exactly.
that push.
Yeah.
And it's like a deep connection.
Yeah, and that's where I am in like my part of my life now, because I grew up with a certain group of friends, and we grew up in a very like traditional like kind of in our age group, like stuck on our phones, kind of not doing anything, kicking it, just like sitting in a group and just not progressing as humans. Like that's very classic 14, 15, 16 year olds. And when we got to 19 and 20, that's kind of like where the conflict arose. Like we're like, what the fuck are we doing with our life? We're
Yeah.
just hanging out, sitting here, smoking weed, and doing absolutely jack shit. We're not motivating each other.
Yeah.
So I feel like in that part of my life, we just kind of started distancing each other. And even though like they're still within my close circle, and like they like I die for these people, like these are my best friends. Like I can't see them every day just because of that relationship that we were so accustomed to as young kids, and we can even like fall back on that. So like we now all of us have our own friends within whatever we want to do, and
Yeah.
try to like grow within the fields of like what we're interested in.
Mhm.
And that's where like what you were just explaining kind of plays in, where a lot of reciprocity like within
Reciprocity. You're there, you had
I had it, but
it.
a lot of just mutual like challenging each other, like
Yeah.
okay, this person's doing that and is doing really good, and this person like and it's not really, and it's not from a place of envy, but a place of like of wanting to go with them. It's like if your friend is climbing a rock wall and you're climbing with them, you want to keep up with them.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you want to fall behind and stay out of the group. So it's nothing negative, it's all positive, and that's really good.
I have a question with that.
Yeah.
Do you feel FOMO? Do you get FOMO?
Like FOMO
Just like missing out.
of my friends.
Yeah, like, or like anything, any subject. Like, do you
Yeah.
feel FOMO in any way?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I mean FOMO in terms of like it's all transferred to my career, like 100%. I feel like I have fear of missing out of my success. Like that, I've transferred all of my anxiety in that sense of not to be caring about small things. Like yesterday, I could have gone to Malibu retreat,
Mm.
and I could have gone in for free. I could have taken mushrooms, smoked free weed, like all of these things, because
Yeah.
like that's within the group that I am. But since I didn't get paid to go there, it wasn't within like my priority. I couldn't make it a priority just because I wasn't benefiting from
Yeah.
that 100%. So I just try to be very selective with my time and try to make sure that my anxiety is within what I want to do, like my passion, like move all of my energy towards what I want to do and where I want to be.
How did you like pick that direction for yourself? Did you literally just like wake up one day? You're
No,
like,
no.
no.
It was acid. It was acid. I took acid for a whole year, and
What
that's
an answer. It was acid.
yeah, it was acid because I mean I have mixed feelings about acid, but I don't really I'll just answer your question with it. In more my channel is called Psychonaut Argus because I became a psychonaut, someone that takes psychedelics like mushrooms and
Okay.
acid and stuff like that. And I had my time with it for a whole year.
Okay.
I took it every month because of being inspired over like Silicon Valley. They said that they used to take it every day, like they were every 3 days or whatever.
What's the dosage?
For them that was microdose. For me it was like different doses every month. So I knew that if they could take it every 3 days, I was like once a month should be fine, right? And so I ended up doing that till I ended up taking 10 tabs at Disneyland.
You
And
did 10 times at Disneyland. How was that? That sounds fantastic.
it was amazing. It felt like 10 energy drinks and 10 bottles of vodka at the same time, like incapacitated to the point of like not being able to understand or speak English,
Okay.
but also like hyper aware of everything that's going on, and like my senses dialed to like a billion. Like I could hear everything, and at Disneyland like there's so much noise, so much things going on. So like my brain was just like on NZT. I was just seeing everything that was happening, but I couldn't express anything or couldn't say anything, so I was just all it was all inside.
How was your train of thought?
Yeah, it was wild, but it something very interesting is that the 10 trips was an accumulation of all my trips. So all of my trips was just telling me like, bro, you need to do something with your life. Like, bro, like
Ah,
this energy that you're investing in other things is not what you need to do. Like I like it was just constantly the same message, but I would be like, no, I'm just gonna take a tab and go here and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna go to the park and stuff like that. But always, every time I ended up tripping, at some point, I'd be like, damn, bro, like I just wasted time. I could have just been doing something.
yeah.
Like in reality, I felt always like it was a waste of time. But the 10 trips eventually brought me to that point because I got to the point where like I didn't think I was gonna come back. So I was like, damn, like I had ruined my brain. Like my
Yeah.
brain is completely fried. Maybe I might not come back from this. And like
Oh gosh.
and I felt
You're in a
so I
hole.
was in a hole. I remember I was so frustrated when I was peaking. My friends took me to the car because I was too much. I was being too much,
Yeah.
and they took me to the car to smoke. And then all of a sudden, like I started getting an OCD attack in the car, and I started like move because it was my car that we went to, and I started moving everything around and reorganizing. And they were like, "Bro, you're tripping. You're
You
like,
were
yeah, I was
organizing.
organizing. I was big tripping." And he was like, "Bro, just calm down and sit down." And then I sat down, and I was just like trying to talk to them like normally, and I was so frustrated that I couldn't speak and I couldn't like pinpoint my ideas. Like I was trying to speak about a topic, and then I would like ramble to like a whole different
Okay.
topic, and I'd be
But
like, I
that's
can't.
okay. That was how your train of thought was, you
Yeah,
know? You're like,
facts,
this
facts.
is fucking normal. Like, I'm good. Are you guys good? And they're like, literally, like, no,
Yeah.
are you good?
I'm just gonna start back off by saying that I'm drinking this alt. I think it's alt. It's this packaging right here. It's this 10 milligram for my drink. I'm gonna pour it in, as well as we're smoking on some West Coast Cure pre rolls. We got the Medellin and the SFGOG. So we're gonna be smoking those throughout the discourse.
I love a good OG.
Yes, yes. OG's great, and this is my friend Pamela. We didn't introduce her earlier, but yeah. So this conversation is going to be a lengthy one, and we're just going to dive deep into what our perspectives are and kind of conversate about it, and kind of making a point is also like it's not really a full-on discussion. It's more of like sharing our viewpoints because in reality, like we're not 100% qualified, like the most qualified people to be talking about this, but we're people with experiences and think we know what we know, and basically we can share that and kind of share our own opinions instead of like telling people like you should think this way.
Yeah.
We're just sharing our opinions and then sharing our experiences as
Throwing
well.
ideas out there.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Open minds.
Bet, bet, bet.
Now it actually tastes like a lemonade.
Oh, I see, I see. It doesn't even have that weed taste. It's like very, very, very nice.
Yeah, I love that.
What did you think, like, when I told you about this podcast? Like, have you heard about something of this before? Have you watched like YouTube videos about relationships or stuff like that?
You know, well, when I met you,
Yeah.
I was like, you're dope.
Yeah.
And then we actually hit each other up. And I was like, okay, I feel like he's onto something. He has good energy here. I like people that are persistent.
Yeah.
So I like to see like that they're like doing something. So when you hit me up and told me about your entire idea, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm down. I feel like I have enough of these conversations on a, when I go out and meet people. So it's like on a daily basis, I'm having deep conversations and I genuinely enjoy them more than anything. So if like I'm able to talk, I love talking, I'm always going to be down. It's not that I like am addicted to like, watching podcasts and stuff, but I feel like it's it's like a normal thing, like where people just have a beautiful conversation and people just learn from it. So there's not really like, why would I say no? You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. So I kind of want to preface. I want to like let you into like not only for the viewers, kind of let you and know like where my perspective comes from. So like my not only like seeing that my parents are together and stuff. Like for me that means that like I kind of still want a monogamous relationship at the end of the day. Like I know I had mentioned polyamory earlier, and I'm very attracted to that idea of polyamory.
I think many people are because it adds this little kind of, it's like a newfound sexiness almost, like
Yeah.
in thinking and maybe just knowing that you're happier with multiple people.
Yeah, and I like the part that I like about it is the detachment. I like
Mm.
being like it all comes back to loving yourself. Like if you love yourself to the point of maximum, like you don't care at the end of the day if your wife leaves you when you're 30. Like it is a really bad situation or something, like to go through divorce and everything, but to truly love yourself, like in a polyamorous relationship, for example, if it was like like two main people, sometimes that still happens. Like there's this TikTok couple, Dana Wolf and her guy, Daniel, and they make music and they make polyamory videos on TikTok and stuff, and they handle the relationship of still being together, living together and stuff, but still having their other endeavors and other people they go out to see and stuff, and so that's kind of an idea of what I paint polyamory to be. Bro, I lost my train of thought.
Okay, well, I I get where you're going with
Yeah, yeah,
this, and I really feel like with polyamory,
yeah,
it's just an acceptance thing.
yeah.
Like you have to be self-aware, like and happy.
Mhm.
Because if you're not in a good headspace, like with yourself and
Yeah,
with the partner you're already with, then how are you going to feel comfortable adding a third person in there? You know what I
yeah,
mean? Or a fourth, or whatever the situation is.
yeah,
But I feel like at that point, then it's like you're comfortable to kind of just hook up with other people or with your partner, like other people. Like it's just have an orgy, whatever. It's
yeah,
like, you know, like you can do whatever you want to do. And there's not really like it's like an open-ended question. There's not all these answers. You just go with it, but you just trust the process and the people that you're doing that with, that
yeah,
they'll like catch your vibe. They'll like read you. They'll like be able to, you know, it's like a learning process of
yeah,
just human nature. Because it's also like everyone wants monogamy at some point, it
yeah,
seems, you know? So it's like, can I really extend like my love for other people with this person? And if so, then like in the end, are we going to be really dope and happy still with each other? Just you and I, you know? Or it's, okay, well, we're just going to have people in a relationship like forever.
yeah.
And that's,
I mean, forever is not a thing because we're gonna die at some point. So like
yeah.
sexual expression dies at a certain age too. Like you, I mean, I feel like there could be an argument for both sides that a woman can still have sex at 70 and a guy can still have sex at 70. But at 70, you're just like waiting for the door. You're like, it's almost there. Like I'm almost dead at this point.
I
And,
don't
you know?
know. I don't know. See, that's where I'm like, I don't know. I mean, so I was like seeing this guy. I think he's like in his mid 50s,
Yeah,
but he looks like he's, oh
like
my
30.
gosh, like not even 30, just
Yeah,
fabulous, very handsome hunk. And he still has like all the stamina. He has a beautiful sexual lifestyle.
yeah,
He's like his own captivated kind of vibe, and that he definitely showed me like there is no age, there is no limit, there is like no amount of like love
yeah.
that is better than like real love,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
definitely. And that's kind of like where I'm at. Like I'm split between two paths. Like I'm split between like actually or actually three paths, like monogamy, like commit fully to monogamy just because that's just the social norm, and like it's a lot easier to commit to monogamy because like it's more accepted, and even polyamory is a very hard thing to pull off. Like polyamory, to really love someone, you don't want to see them like is to actually see them have sex in a, like a swinger situation, or see them go out with guys and stuff. Like eventually that weighs on the relationship, and it's a very um contradictory type feeling for polyamory, but that's why it brings out that self love and importance, and being separate to the person that you're with.
Also, it's like jealousy.
Yeah,
Jealousy is like the number one thing that I believe kills relationships of all sorts, like friendships, like your relationship,
yeah,
just like the way that you perceive life is so different. If you're like a jealous person, you're gonna obviously like have worse things to say than someone who's like happy. It's like a different conversation, and the way that you like thrive in a conversation also is like it shifts into this more positive energy, and it's like that's where ideas come from. So
yeah,
like if you're in a bad headspace and you're this jealous person, like obviously the ideas that you're throwing off are not going to sound like something other people want to be included in. No one wants to be around like a
yeah,
negative
yeah,
or a
exactly.
narcissist. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
just it's not like a vibe you as a person want to be around, like in general.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And so like being split between like I was saying, polyamory, monogamy, and or staying alone. Like staying alone is also an option, and most likely the guy that you're 50, he's like alone and doing his own thing and like going
Yeah,
with other
like every
girls.
day.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I'd
like
like to think so, which is like great.
yeah, yeah, and that's quite beautiful as well. Like it fits with more of like what I want to do in life, being alone, because in reality, like I'm gonna be working a lot of the time. That's kind of like my passion. I want to build a business, and I want to build it till to the maximum and reach my maximum actual potential as a person, as a leader. And I know that that's gonna take away time from building a family, and all these things that I might need to do when I'm 30 or 40 years old. And I'm willing to build a childhood for like. I'm willing to take maybe 5 years out of my career and have two, three kids at that same time and spend time with them and raise them till they're like and old enough to go to school, and then I'll go back to work.
Yeah.
But in terms of a relationship, I always feel like at the end of the day, I don't see a future where I don't affect my wife in terms of my work, because they're always going to want to have me closer, or in an eventuality there's going to be that split. So that's where I see like polyamory being an option, or being alone and having like a surrogate, like having a surrogate mother that then I pay or whatever, and then have my kids. But I don't know, like all the paths have their pros and cons. Even monogamy, like monogamy has their cons like as well. Like you're
That
always spending a lot of time with a person, and my favorite philosopher says this. He's from Europe. He runs the channel School of Life, but on YouTube. But so he basically says that no matter what, any person that you choose within a relationship, within 5 years, it's very easy to have a list of things that you hate about him. And to spend so much time with a person and be committed to this person, at the end of the day, it's hard to stay committed, because then you start disliking the person or resenting them and stuff like that. And that's very common within like
I made a
monogamous.
list
Yeah.
in my 8-year-old relationship. I had it in I still have it in my notes in my phone.
Yeah.
And it's a list of pros and cons, literally for him, that I collected over 8 years.
Yeah.
And I look back at it like now, like not recently, I think maybe like 2 years ago. So it's like deep in my notes now. But if like I remember exactly the day that I read it, I was like, holy shit, I had so many expectations for this motherfucker. And I was like, I can't believe I expected all of these things. Like all this person could offer me was perfection. Like that's whack. Like I knew that my headspace then was like, all right, well, obviously this person, it's not for me, you
Yeah.
know, all the love, but like obviously at that point you kind of realize that's not my person. If I'm like really sitting here making a pros and cons list on my phone whenever
Yeah.
some like ick comes out at me, like
Exactly.
that's not really realistic.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, that's a perfect segue into seeing like what the sunken cost fallacy. Like a lot of people will stay in a relationship because they've already been so invested. They spend so much time, money, effort on this one person, and they don't see it, disbanding so easily. Like they're so invested in it, and even if they might be miserable day to day, or there might be fighting day to day, they're still within that relationship. I got to experience it in a micro setting, just because for me it was a very special situation where during Corona, I ended up living with a girl and spending 24 hours with her. So like that whole process of maybe what someone would go through 2 years, 3 year relationship happened within like 8 months. So like it was just very exponential. So yeah, it was that honeymoon phase, and then the fighting phase, and then breaking up, and then still being together after being broken up, and then like all those phases were all there within what, 8 to 12 months. And it was very interesting. I got to taste it, kind of like why people stay within these
Yeah.
toxic relationships, and
It's
stuff.
cozy.
Yeah.
It's cozy in the toxicity. It's like I know that I'm still like kind of I don't know, I feel like I have some little I feel like we all have toxic qualities
Yeah.
that we learn about ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, and you have to like react differently. At the end of the day, like, it's so hard to react differently though. And I know that that's like my big thing, like in a relationship, like it's the pattern. Cause I get cozy and then I guess like your mindset, it just shifts completely, you
Yeah.
know? And then it's like you get out of it and you're like, oh my God, I was in the dick sand. Like that's wild. Like, how did I not see these things and react different?
Yeah. What do you think is a good test or a good like thought experiment to someone that might be in one of these relationships, a sunken cost relationship? And where do you think is the point of like, okay, now I should start considering like the separation part? And like, and a lot, what happens in those types of sunken cost relationships, both parties feel the exact same way. So it's very rare that the other party doesn't feel that way after 3 to 4 years. So there will be pushback, 100%. And within 4 years, like to just try to break off a 4 year relationship, it's always hard to like rip that apart. So how do you recommend someone analyze, decide, and go through with breaking up with someone?
Well, listen, there is no guide to it, and I'm not the best person to ask this to, but
Yeah.
with personal, advice, oh gosh, I didn't take it well because what's crazy is I am always the person to be broken up with because I like to stay around knowing that I'm supporting this person still, like
Yeah.
this endless support and love. I know that's not healthy, but I also really believe that like I'm still like friends with people because like I don't believe a relationship should end and then like you literally never speak to them or never want to see them again. Like sure, if you don't want to see them on social media for a while, if it's like hard, don't. Like
Yeah.
whatever makes it work for you. Whatever is like comforting. I don't know. Also like comfort methods are so different for everyone. It's
Yeah.
like uh coping mechanisms. And I think that when you get down to it, like I just, I personally can't break up with someone. I will stick around, but I know that at one point I should speak my mind
Yeah.
and I shouldn't say anything in a harsh tone because it's not like I'm picking a fight with this person. It's
Yeah.
almost like I just need you to like sit and hear me out, and then I would like to like just sit and
Yeah.
listen to you. I want to hear you out and just like understand where your headspace is at. Because if we're not on the same like headspace, then something has to change, or like we need to change.
Exactly.
That's kind of where my like vocal point goes to.
Yeah.
Physically with sex is like after that conversation, I think that makes me like even more sexually attracted to them because it's like I'm losing something that like I wanted for so long, and then
Yeah.
like I'm gonna let it like go, but
Yeah.
I think it's like true, like you let go of things that you love and will like grow and thrive somewhere else.
Exactly. And that's exactly
That's
what
it.
happened to me. Like I had two different relationships. One was like it was still like I moved in with her and everything. She was this OnlyFans girl. And but the relationship was never there. The actual care for each other was never there. It was just that we liked each other's company. But the second time it was around the same like time period in my life, and also like amount of time. But within that same amount of time, I grew a much stronger relationship that then kind of ended the way you said. Like we were so scared of losing each other that we constantly like had sex with each other just because we knew that it was gonna end at like very, very soon.
Yeah.
So like it became a fighting time where we wouldn't have sex, and then we would hate each other, and then after the discussions of knowing that we were gonna break up, it reignited. And I feel like that's why a lot of people end up breaking up but still staying together and sleeping together and stuff like that. That's a very common occurrence that I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I believe it.
yeah.
I believe it.
That's facts. That's facts. Okay,
Yeah.
but like transitioning, you had said friends. Like
Mhm.
you, do you believe in like staying friends with your ex? Like, do you like in a long term sense? Like, I'm thinking
Yeah.
like 10 years from now, 15 years from now. Like
Not
in,
like we talk every day. Like
but
I haven't talked to my largest like time.
the
Yeah.
year guy, yeah,
I haven't talked to him, but I like I know he's doing well because I have a lot of friends in like the same hometown that
yeah,
I still keep up with here and there. It's just like we're still friends though. Like I know that there's like it's just like love, you know? So it's like no bad feelings, no hate. But I truly believe that like even with situationships and stuff, even if it's like messy because it's a situationship, then afterwards, if you can still become friends and actually help each other and guide each other in the right direction
yeah,
and still like say real raw things to each other, like the truth, like speak honest with each other the way that friends do, not the way that people in a relationship just like are like, yes, honey, or like, no, I don't think so. And they're like, but I think so. And you're like, okay, sure, you know, whatever you think. Like it's like a different kind of if you're able to have this like deeper connection and be like, listen, I think you're like literally going off the charts right now. You're
yeah,
not where you're supposed to be, and you know that because that's why you're behind on your work schedule and that's why you're overworking on your days off.
yeah,
So when it comes down to that, I'm like able to now like tell them these things and they can express to me whatever they're feeling too. And it's never ending on a bad note. It's always just like taking that information and being like, okay, well, I appreciate you putting in your input. I'm going to consider or think about it and actually do this then. And sometimes it's still like kind of wishy washy. But I mean, you just take it as it comes and you just try to make the best decision off of like, how do I treat this as a friendship now?
yeah,
And
exactly.
then you really do grow from that.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
think if you can get over you either I don't know, I had this girlfriend who was just like you either really didn't want to be with them or like you never really loved them or like you still love each other. And I'm like, well, if anything it's the second one. Like I still like love them in this way, but it's not like I love them. Like I'm in love with them.
yeah.
It's like you know
There's
what? I
love
spent
for
so
that
much time
person.
with
Yeah.
them. Yeah, like I know so much
Like
about
I
them.
wouldn't want them to like perish or die, you
Yeah.
know? Like I
Yeah.
want them to have their fruitful life and whatnot.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
just want to be like a helping hand if like anything ever happens. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
people like to know people are there for them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean within the same premise, I feel like kind of touching on the topic of like people still checking back on their exes. I feel like maybe sustaining that relationship for me that didn't end up happening, but I still like have that curiosity of checking up on her and like seeing her Instagram and stuff like that. But it's all out of a place of like seeing if they're okay or whatever. Eventually I see it, like I have the perspective of like it not being okay since I don't have that person in my life anymore.
The access to them
Yeah,
the way you used to.
exactly. But I'm glad that the relationship, because she's in a different relationship now. I'm glad to see that her relationship looks like it's working out. Looks like that guy's a good guy. I like that she progressed in that way. Even though it hurts me in my ego, it hurts me that this guy might be better in some way or has an edge in whatever type of way. In my core, I feel happy that this person's happy. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that. That's a good way to like put that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's just like it's being a fucking human. Like you need to learn and know and accept that everyone's gonna be so different.
Yeah.
So you just have to like be accepting at the end of the day because we want to be accepted like as people, like for our beliefs and the things we do. It's like people say they don't judge, but I mean, if you can get over the judging and just
Yeah.
like really see this person for who they are, you're gonna at the end of the day probably like them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you want that around. Like, you already know that person. I was going to ask you
Yeah.
about like your last, like when was your last relationship? If you don't mind me asking.
It was in Corona. It was that Corona relationship. So it's from like that OnlyFans girl was so I can just start from the beginning. The beginning was 18 years old. I was still a virgin and I was like trying to find a girl, but I was just so nervous and I was so insecure about myself that like every time I ended up in the situation of almost having sex, I wouldn't because I was just too nervous. And so like I kept on downgrading and downgrading and I eventually found a girl that like I didn't feel nervous about, but that was just my own like perception.
Yeah.
Because I was like, just because this person isn't attracted to me, like I'm not nervous, you know?
You doubted yourself for so long.
I doubted myself for so long, but then I felt so bad because that person that was unattractive to me, I fell in love with me so hard and I fucking just threw him to the curb once I was like, oh nah. Like it was actually my first LSD trip. My first LSD trip, towards the end, I was like, I don't like the person I'm with right now. And I saw everything so clearly. I was like, damn, I feel so bad that I'm about to just tell her that get the fuck away from me. Like I don't want to be with you. But she was the one that took my virginity and I felt so bad.
Did you say it in those words?
No.
Okay.
But the way I acted was very much in those words. Okay. Like I was just very careless, and I was just like, you know what, it's not working out. And then I just told her some bullshit excuse that she then noticed it was bullshit. Within a month later, that I started dating that other OnlyFans chick, and the OnlyFans chick was a very kind of she was in a lonely part in her life. I feel like so she was like older than me, 20 something, but she just wanted someone that was caring, and I was just very much of a teddy bear type of person at that age. But a lot of the things didn't end up working out because I mean she's an OnlyFans girl. She's more like sexually experienced and all of these things, and I was just a teddy bear. I was like, what do I do?
That's okay. You learn. Yeah. You learn and you like take it all in and you accept it for what it is, and you're like, okay, this is now I know. Now I'm down.
So it was great. So she actually served a lot of in the purpose of like becoming less vanilla and all that stuff, and like
I like that.
But it also affected the entire like part of the relationship. She felt like she was my mom and I was her kid, and then that broke that was the core reason of why we ended up breaking up.
Did she not like that? That wasn't like her thing either.
She was into like
Oh,
dominance.
see, I like that. I like her first of all, but I mean, yeah, I'm like I respect women that actually have that mindset and know like that's how they want it to be.
So I was my first was the virginity girl. Second was the OnlyFans girl. We went to Paris January 2020. The whole trip was the best like time of my life outside of memories of her. Like if I just cut her out of the entire memory, Paris was the entire best trip. But we were fighting the entire time because we were at the end of the relationship. So but apart from that, it was really beautiful to go to Paris, and it was like one of the best experiences of my life that I'm very grateful for. And then from there, I was just top of the line. Like 2020 hit, Corona hit, and then they started giving me hella free money. And then I got this really young girlfriend.
Who is they?
Or the government. The government started
they. I'm like, I want they to give me money.
So I started getting unemployment money. I sat around, did absolutely jack shit. I was just basically just having sex all day, and that was the main part of.
That sounds fun. Yeah, but an addiction on its own.
Yeah. So I've surrounded my whole self being out of pleasure. Like it was sex, it was food, it was like everything. So like I completely derailed my life out of any sense of purpose, and it was just pleasure. It was doing fucking lots of fucking weed. I was spending like probably $600 or $700 on weed a month. Like that was an insane amount of money to be spending. And
but you probably just also like were sharing and not caring because you were like, these are the people around me. Like it's the time. Like there's no like thought behind it at the moment.
Exactly. And I was just in such a moment of bliss in my life, but that led me to derail my life. You actually touched on this topic earlier. When a guy becomes like complacent, like he'll just start not trying at work and stuff, and like being complacent is very unattractive.
Yeah.
Like it's like it starts being like, bro, like why aren't you doing what you're doing? Why aren't you moving in your life? Why aren't you going forward? Like and it starts becoming very unattractive at a very fast rate. Like, and plus I was gaining weight. I was like not exercising. My face looked like shit. I had hella pimples. Like everything was just accumulating just because I became so complacent. And so yeah, I mean that's a warning to anybody that might feel the same way, that in their life that they come home after work, open a beer and watch some TV and do nothing else with their life. Like, that's a personal choice, but in reality, if you're in a relationship and you live with someone, it's more than likely that person will start to find you unattractive.
Well, listen, I come home
Yeah.
and the first thing that I want is an ice cold beer from like our mini fridge. That's
Yeah.
like where I go.
Yeah. It's not the beer part. It's the part of like doing absolutely nothing and then sitting around
I
TV.
get it, but it's still it I don't know what it is, but I guess like for some people I'm thinking what if it just gives them like the pleasure to just like literally that's like where they get their pleasure because like we're getting it differently, you
Yeah.
know? Like everyone's life choices and their lifestyle is gonna
Yeah. That,
express a different like kind of gratitude to what they want to do with their downtime.
yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So okay, in that sense, like in a bigger idea type of way, do you think that someone, if they wanted to throw their life away, they could, like, if they want to spend their life watching TV, doing nothing, like eating a lot, like, do you think
I'm
that?
hoping this is like a billionaire kind of like what if he's like really
No, I'm talking about like a
I'm
normal
I
person.
don't know. See, I'm thinking if like they've got it made, they've
Yeah.
made it happen, then they can do whatever they want. And you like if you want to feel comfortable because you've like done all this, then feel comfortable. But for just like an everyday life choice for an everyday, like I don't think it's sustainable.
Yeah, it's not
It's not sustainable. Please don't give me a big dab because I will lose it.
you
I'm
absolutely
not like an everyday dabber, but I'm literally an everyday
smoker.
smoker.
Yeah.
You know what though? I don't smoke a pen like ever. It's been like at least 2 years since like I've
Yeah.
had a pen.
Yeah, that's great actually, because pens aren't like.
They like kill my throat. My voice sounds very manly, honestly, when I smoke those pens. And like, I don't know what it is, but it's like I've gotten my vocal cords back now because I haven't been smoking from a pen.
Yeah,
But
what did you used to smoke, like distillate and stuff?
mhm, yeah,
Okay, yeah, like me too. Like that was like mostly I was a Stizzy guy first, and then plug and play, all the distillate brands, and eventually I really learned what the difference of distillate and all of that was, and this helped me see it. The Puffco.
yeah. I love that. When I was first introduced to this, I think it was probably like it was at a party. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is literally the best new device ever.
It is.
Have you seen like weed whackers these days? You know, it's literally we have it at the house. It's a weed whacker. It's like it's battery, it's like
Yeah.
this battery powered thing, and it literally just you push down on it and it whacks your weed for you. It
Oh, I've
takes like
seen
five
that.
seconds.
It's like little chains, like the little like ball
Yeah,
chains.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Those are the best.
What's
You know that when people have those, they actually smoke hella weed
yeah,
every day.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's so funny. It's like I only see it at houses where there's consistently like just smoke in the. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly, exactly. And it's such a vibe. It's such a vibe. This place, Studio Lounge, like we're literally smoking up. It feels like a cafe arena
Yeah.
type of beat, but in reality, we're just here chilling at like a public place. I'll show you guys right now with a video. But in reality, like this is really dope. Just chilling, smoking, such a vibe on these couches.
Cozy.
Very cozy, very
Feels
cozy.
like we're chilling at home.
What's your favorite way to smoke now?
I love rolling joints.
Yeah,
I live for them. I'm a connoisseur. I literally collect flavors of papers and different tips, like the
yeah,
colors, and I'll make really cute joints. Like, and for my friends' birthdays, I'll
yeah.
like use my Tiffany boxes or whatever, and I'll stack that up with joints of like cute little patterns, prints, and flavors and stuff. And it's like that's my love language, one
That
thousand
that
percent.
is very much. I wish my friends would do that.
It's a task
Yeah.
because I'm sitting there rolling like 100 joints and I'm just like sitting there literally that's when I'm like I have a beer here and then I like have the TV on and I'm watching something because I have to like be moving my hands for like 100 joints. I'll just look up and watch something. I'll be there for like, I don't know, 2 hours.
Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah.
Because it's like honestly such a job. I can feel you. I can feel your like
It's a
pain.
job.
Yeah, like because for me, my experience is that my friends always had me rolling, especially when we were like those pitching days, like where we would all pitch in $10 and get an aid.
Oh,
I would be the one that like I would be tasked to roll, and I hated it because they would always be mad that I took forever because it was a long process. It took me at least half an hour,
yeah.
and by the time we bought the weed, they were already ready to smoke. So it'd be like, come on, hurry up, Alex. So eventually, when we got to non-broke days and normal money people days, like I just started buying the weed, and they got used to it. Like they got used to me always bringing the weed and
There's
always
a
bring.
standard
Yeah,
now. There's a
there's a
standard.
standard.
Yeah.
I always bring it rolled up and everything, and they never match me. And I'm just like, bro, y'all aren't real stoners here. Y'all aren't real
Well, you
stoners.
know what? I have some friends who are always just like, the one's paying, and
Yeah,
it doesn't make me love them more. I already love them so much, but it's like they just know what to provide, and in some little cute way, it also like gives them a feeling of,
yeah.
like I'm able to do this for the people that I care about and
Yeah,
like that I want to enjoy my time with.
yeah. For me now, since I don't get to see those friends anymore, like I get to see them like maybe once a month. It's not that much of an issue now. It's more of my pleasure to smoke them out just because I'm just like, bro, I haven't seen you in a long ass time, bro. How you been? So yeah,
There's a shift in like the energy, and also like what you've like come through to like get to where you are. You've kind of got it all like coming into fruition.
yeah,
That's a good time to like be open minded and share. Like I think that's when your headspace is like at its best.
yeah, exactly. I got 3 drinks in front of me. I got the coffee, I got the lemonade.
I'm gonna like so ugly doing this because
It's gonna vibrate really quick. Did it vibrate yet? You do this. You do this. You do this.
it didn't vibe. Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is.
You do like a little wiggle like that. Yeah. Yeah. Puffco Proxy with the punch extracts berry breath. It's a cross between peanut butter breath and berry something. So it's a
It
berry
tastes
breath.
so yummy.
It's great.
It's
It's
like
great.
it's a little berry salad. It tastes so good though.
It's really good. I love Punch Extracts. They're a woman-owned brand, and they perform like an absolute beauty. And they're such a good like marketing people.
How many seconds does it take to like get it to buzz?
It's usually it depends on the temperature. So like if you're using it for the first time in the day, takes 30 seconds from being cold to heating up, vibrates, and then it goes for a whole minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
But
such a
if,
time.
for example, if I were to reheat it right now, it would probably take about less than 10 seconds just because it's already hot from the last dab.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's so like handy. It's literally the size of like if it's your hand on the go.
yeah. And look, the original design for this one is this little
Oh
grandfather
my
pipe.
god, I love it so much.
So like it's actually
That's
so
dope.
great. And I was watching a YouTube video, the creator of this device, Puffco. His name is Roger. And so he posts YouTube videos. He's one of the first international weed YouTubers, which is like it blows my mind. Like he has this great company. He's invested so much in like things like PuffCon, which is the biggest ever weed festival here out in LA. It had this last year. It had 2 Chains, and it had Currency and a lot of other artists that came and performed on stage. Also alongside vendors, people selling glass, people selling food.
Love
Like
that.
it was such a
It's a
nice.
festival of its own.
Yeah, it's a festival of its own, and it's dirt. Like it's free entry basically. If you have a Puffco device, you get to go for free, and No, actually, I think this year they charged $20, but the last 2 years were free. But $20 is like it's more of a thing to have people show up because if it's completely free, then like people don't end up showing up. But if they pay $20, they're more likely to show up. But $20 is basically free for this type of event with concert, and they spend more money. They end up losing money on something like PuffCon. But anyway, so I was saying that he's the first international weed YouTuber. He did a video in Colombia, and Colombia was saying that like this dude in Colombia, he's a hash maker, and he really loves the proxy because he could be like, yo, like he could tell his grandma to hit it, and it's a familiar silhouette to his grandma, so like she's not even scared to hit it.
That's hilarious.
But it's dead ass. It's
that.
a dab though. Like she's
Yeah.
about to get so baked.
She has no idea.
She has no idea.
No idea. Granny doesn't know yet. Like it's gonna hit her hard.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly.
She needs that. Take the edge off. Yeah.
It's nice though. Did you feel it? Did you feel like a little head change?
Of course.
Yeah. It's nice. Pretty mellow. Okay, so let's talk about situationships. We mentioned it earlier. I kind of want to talk on the topic, but I don't know where to start. Like there's
Well, I will start.
Okay. Sorry.
Because that's like all every relationship almost is.
Yeah, nowadays, yeah. Because it's so hard to actually commit. After the age of 21, like it's so hard to commit.
Yeah.
Because
everyone who's like younger and like in high school and stuff, you know, and like going into college or like people in college, they're like so confused at like how people in our like age
actual
group,
adults,
like, date.
Yeah.
It's a shift of like everything. But it's like just the headspace. It's like that's what depicts like how your situationship or your relationship goes in the long run. Like your headspace.
Yeah. For me, I believe like what I've seen, the situationship that kind of comes to mind is I think something that happens to a lot of people is that coming out of a relationship, you're kind of raw and stuff, but like very similarly, me and this girl were both out of a relationship for a year, and I feel like we were just trying to fill that hole that was left behind. But it's this impossible game because it's so hard to actually recreate something so passionate and something that you want back, because that fills your self-worth so much, because you're like, this person is now out of my self-worth, and you guys constantly boost each other in those positive type relationships, and you miss that. And so like meeting someone new and trying to recreate that is entirely impossible. You have to that's why I feel like it's very important it becomes friends first, because like that's where you have to build a good relationship, you know.
Yeah.
But so with me and this girl, it was very much just trying to make us get over the other person, like the person that we were thinking about, you know. And we tried to kind of like we acted like a couple basically in most ways for 4 months, but we were never anything official, because I think we were both highly scared about the commitment part of it, just seeing that how hurt we were from the last one. Like leaving something so hurt leaves you scared to like really reignite, but you're still so lonely to the point that you want you want some sort of percentage of that back in your life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw basically that, like, I feel like that's very common where two people might find each other, but use each other to get over like the past relationship.
Okay. It's been a long time since I was like there in that like headspace.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because I think after that happens, I truly believe like that's where you really shift your entire thought on like how a relationship works.
Yeah.
I believe it's all like time now until you really figure out what you need for a real like raw long-term relationship. So it's like, why waste your time in this, like if there's like a gray area, why waste your time? Or like I hope that the energy here actually like turns into something that makes you feel good, and that other person like feels really good. Like it's all the effort too.
Yeah.
Everything is so different. Like the definition of how things work and the clarity of like what you want and what you need is so different.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it just like becomes something more than it's a different relationship. It's like you build a relationship with them, but it's a different relationship than a relationship. It's a situation, whatever situation you want to name it. It's a situationship.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
very interesting because both people see the benefit and they know, like at the end of the day, it's not like we spent 4 months not knowing that we were kind of playing each other, and it's something that you think about subconsciously, but you don't care about it because in the moment, you're enjoying it, so you're kind of living it, you know. You're just like fuck it. Like the person that I'm thinking about, like I really went to see them like every couple days, like every 3 days, and it became like an integral part of my life, and me not never thinking like I'm gonna lock her down. Like,
Okay.
and I believe like her feeling the exact same way. Like she really probably felt the same way. But it was also the time period that we were together. It was like Christmas time, so like that those really feely type of situation type
When people are
times.
like peak depressed.
Yeah, peak depressed. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that really contributed to why we were together and why we were lonely and feeling accepting of being in that situation. Because now, like totally to the contrary of like what I've that was like a year ago, I wouldn't do that just because like that's a waste of time. I'm in a very important part of my life. Time is very valuable. Time goes by very fast, and I'm in such a momentous part of my life, like critical that the things that I do right now are gonna impact me for the next 20 to 30
Oh yeah,
years.
yeah.
So like I can't waste my time like doing like these situationships, going to go see someone every 3 days and texting them every day. Like that's just not something that I see myself doing, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
that's just me and my own personal like life and goals and how I like perceive how I should act, you know?
Mm, I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. You like know what you want. You're like there.
Yeah.
Like you're just taking it all in now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you're
exactly.
just gonna take it day by day. I mean, we all are, but I guess it's like it's so different for everyone. How and what
Exactly.
they expect, their needs and their wants, their desires. It's all we all kind of want the same thing at the end of the day, which is like love.
But then also that's why I feel like an important question that might come up within this topic is like when do you want to have kids? Like I feel like that in terms of like building a relationship, like that is timeline, you know, like kind of matching that timeline of like when you want to have kids is very important within building a relationship because maybe me I want to have kids when I'm 35 when like career like money and stuff house is there, but a lot of women I see like trying to have kids at 28 and like 29 or right when they turn 30, and so like those people just become out of the equation in terms of like who I would pursue because then I would just be like I'm not willing to have kids at that time, and yeah, what do you think about that? Like when do you want to have kids?
I don't know if I ever want to have kids.
Yeah, which is also
I
okay.
always like I always thought I wanted three boys, like forever and always.
Yeah,
And then it came to a point where I was like, I don't even care if they're like my kids though. Like I just feel like I like kids and I like kids around. I
yeah,
love children. They're so cute and fun. They're just like little butt heads. I love
yeah,
it. I love chaos. So when I'm around kids, I like feel like I thrive. But I don't really know if I want my own kids, and that's fine. I mean, if
yeah.
it happens,
It
it
is a
happens.
very
But
painful situation.
I also like, yeah, I don't think I want to go through it all. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I would not be like happy in that situation. I'd be like, why do I look like this right now? I know that that's like a typical thing that like I would just ask myself. And I'd be like,
Yeah,
what am I going to do to like bounce back already? Like, I'm going to be thinking about a million other things that I don't want to be thinking about when I could be I don't know, enjoying the kids already if he already has kids or
yeah,
like just focusing on I don't know. That's where my mind space is at
yeah.
right now with how hectic like my schedule is every day. So like maybe in like a week, a month, a year, I'll have like a different answer.
Okay, okay. And what about like marriage? Like, if I pose this scenario, like within a year, you meet someone that meets your requirements, like
Yeah.
physically, attractively, whatever. They have kids, maybe they're like not that much older, like less than 10 years older than you, and they can definitely provide like a lifestyle, and you don't have to worry about
Of
anything. Yeah,
course.
like
I think anyone would be like,
yeah,
yeah, I'm down.
yeah,
I don't think that like
So you don't have any mental block of like you wouldn't accept a perfect scenario.
I would accept. No, I would accept it. I would. I would definitely accept it.
All right. So closing thoughts. What do you think is the perfect like work life balance? Like in a perfect ideal scenario, what do you think like your how you would work, how your husband would work, or like how the seeing each other would work, like in terms of a long term relationship, seeing like post 5 years after marriage?
Okay. Honestly, whatever works for him. I'm gonna be pretty lenient about that, honestly.
Yeah.
Whatever the schedule is like, I'll just kind of like work around that too. Like being mindful. That's like I think a huge thing. I'm just gonna be mindful of what my partner's wants and needs are and their desires that like make them have a sustainable, healthy life.
Yeah.
And then I'll like put that into like my efforts of being like, what can I do to help my person? And then that alone should help me if I'm making the right decisions. I believe. I don't know, but I
Yeah.
truly believe that that's how it is. If I just trust the process of like my own intuition, my thoughts, and what's being thrown at me, the opportunities, the people I meet, the jobs I take, and
So what
just
about
to not.
what do you expect out of them? Like, so certainly you kind of have like like you just said the expectation of like you would want to benefit them as much as you can, but
Yeah.
what do you expect out of them in return outside of stability and like your list? Like just kind of like what do you want on a day to day? How like examples of how this person can like make you happy?
That's a tougher question.
Yeah.
I was trying to like ease that one off, but honestly, I just want to not feel I'm so simple, like, and I feel like people at the end of the day tell me, like, they look at me, they have this look, and they're like, it's the realization that like I'm a simple person.
Yeah.
And it's just like I just don't want to feel alone at the end of the day. I really don't.
But do you
So I
yeah.
expect them to keep me happy by helping me if I need help.
Yeah.
Like whatever goes on in my day-to-day life, like if I'm having a situation, I hope that he's like doing something to just be there supportive or whatever. I don't know. I could even accept like him making a reservation for me on my way home, like going somewhere, like doing something together, relax, whatever it is. Like
Exactly.
it's just support. Like one little thing would just like make me feel like, okay, I chose the right person to be here with me like through tougher times or when I'm just like very unsure of myself as a person. I want to know that the person I'm leaning on is like has a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean?
Exactly. And I feel like you just touched on this topic, but like, so do you feel like being spontaneous in a relationship and like keeping that mystery and being like you said, having a reservation, like not telling them the day before or whatever, just
I'm
kind of
all
throwing it out.
about spontaneity.
Yeah.
I am 1000% for spontaneity. And there's people who say that they're spontaneous and they're not spontaneous at all. And they're like,
Yeah.
but you didn't tell me. And I'm like, you literally told me you like spontaneity. And,
Yeah.
it's a different, people have different ideas of what that means. But genuinely, I just like love pure chaos with time.
Yeah.
That's how I thrive. That's how my headspace kind of like functions, where I want to go and what I want to do, how I decide I make my decisions happen. I love the random collectivity of like someone just randomly being spontaneous. I'll always support that. I love when someone's like brave enough to want to be spontaneous. It takes a lot for someone to like want that consistently.
Okay, okay. So like touching on that same topic, like for example, going to more like not serious relationships, more immature relationships, I feel like a lot right now, like dating apps are completely dead. Like dating apps don't really work anymore. Girls aren't on them because like they prefer like real connection. I feel like that's a shift that we've seen over the last few years because when they came out in 2016, 17, like they were hot. Like people were fucking hooking up and it was just like everybody right before Corona. But like as that Corona kind of hit, and then everybody had kind of a rethink of like what they want, and they don't want to just like feel used and fucking like, oh, you talked for them for a day and you felt great, but like these fast type relationships, we don't see any value in them. But okay, I derailed from the question, but the question basically is like as a guy, do you think, or I mean, as a woman, do you think a guy should be straightforward with their intentions, like if they're not seeking a relationship, like in person though, like because in Tinder is all different, but like in person, like if you're talking to someone or whatever, and you're just like super straightforward, to be like, get out of here, like what are you, like I'm talking specifically like if a guy really said like, oh, I want to have sex with you, but like put it in the perspective of only knowing them for like a week, and like just like being very straightforward in that sense.
If they want to be straightforward, I will take it as it
Yeah.
comes, and I'll be like, okay, I'll go with it. Um, I mean, it's really just whatever that person wants to say, whatever they are willing to share with me, I'll take that information and just go with it. I
Yeah.
don't think that I like overthink that process as much, only because that's like where expectations already arise in that beginning part right there.
Yeah. So you don't think it's like disrespectful, but like,
No, I don't think it's disrespectful at all.
mhm.
It's nice to know that someone's comfortable with themselves and their wants and needs, physically or mentally, whatever the situation is, that they are asking you,
Yeah.
It's like a respect thing. I think it's a good characteristic to have.
And on the respect thing, what do you think about like consent during kissing? Like me and my friends have actually had this talk, because like just a lot in my experience, like I've never asked a girl to like, I've never like asked her like, yo, can I kiss you? Like it's always been like a feeling. It's always been like, fuck it, like I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah, because you could
Yeah.
either be cringy with it or you could not.
Yeah. But
Well,
like, do you think that asking a girl to kiss him is just like a complete turn off, or like do you think
I
that's
personally don't like it.
okay?
I really just personally
Yeah.
don't like it. But, like, it's reading body language. It's like, just read the room. Like, and if they can't read the room, then it's not your person. Like, unless you really can't read the room either. It's where you're at. So, like,
Yeah.
you would know to, like, lean in or out, if, like, someone's kissing you and they like it. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm the best person to ask, like, about that,
But
like,
how
consent to a kiss, but I just feel like it's unnecessary. You don't have to.
yeah, you don't have to ask. Cause like I've been really
No.
thinking as I grow more as an adult, I'm like, damn, I should ask for consent. Like this and that, you know? So
Yeah.
what about like even a step forward? So do you think it's the same on the same way to ask consent for like sex? Like in that scenario where you guys are just like in a bedroom together and stuff, and like you guys start getting close, like stop the moment and be like, oh, you want to have sex, or like stop the moment and be like, when was your last STD test? What?
Well, like these subjects don't they don't pop up sometimes.
Yeah. You gotta ask them before, but like it's just so hard.
Read the room. I'm gonna say that again. Read the room. I'm gonna say it louder for the people in the back. Read the room. Like, just understand body language. It's like as simple as that. I don't know if like asking someone, what if they're unsure? What if the answers they're giving you are unsure? Like, I think you have to understand body language and each other and the way that you speak to each other. And if it doesn't, then just be like, no, I'm done. I'm over this.
So as a girl, what do you think is the difference between a girl acting nice and a girl like flirty? Like what is the difference?
I don't know if there is a difference.
There's no
I really don't.
there's no fucking that's so fucking
I really don't. I honestly,
it's
I don't
hard. Yeah.
know.
It's hard to distinguish.
It's like sometimes when some people are really good at flirting, it's
Yeah.
like it's smooth. Some people are really awkward at it, so then it's more obvious. Like, I don't you just never know anymore these days. Like, the way that I speak to someone could be polite, like, to me, but then to them they're like, is she flirting with me? And I'm like, no, I'm literally just being polite. Or it could be the opposite,
Yeah,
It's just so
exactly.
different. But
That's why people prefer these bar scenes and stuff like that, just because it's a dating scene. Not only like the dating apps, like when you're on there and you guys match, you guys know you're there to date or something of the sort. You're on that vibe. The same thing with the bars. Like in a bar situation, a lot of people end up flirting just because they know they're out there to like go find people and talk to them
yeah.
in a flirty scenario. But that's why it's so much harder to distinguish outside of that. Like the grocery store, how do you know she's being so nice or she wants you to ask for her number or flirt with her or whatever?
Yeah.
Like in normal day scenarios, everyday scenarios, it's a lot harder to distinguish between like that between nice and like should I get involved with this person? But
That's also a question that does arise. Yeah.
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 But this was so great. Thank you so much. I loved having you on here, Pamela. Honestly, it was the best experience. Thank you so much for having my dream come true. Honestly, it was a dream to make this podcast. I've been thinking about it for an entire year. I know that this has value. I know that this conversation has value, and at 100%, someone's gonna listen to it and want to kind of explore the ideas that we are exploring. And that's the whole idea of these episodes. Like after a while, I'm gonna get more knowledgeable as the host and have better conversations and kind of go deeper and deeper with you guys of knowing like what is the not the correct perspective, but like somewhat of like a normal, like kind of like have a point of view, you know,
It's a
like have
learning
a
experience.
have a
It's a
good
whole
point of
learning
view.
curve.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hope that like I along the way am able to just keep, adding knowledge to what I know about human interaction and the differences and the likenesses of how men and women work and
Yeah.
how they portray themselves. It's all so different and it's a curious thing. And I love that you're doing this. I think gonna be a really great it's gonna be a great journey for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. It's gonna be
And
great. It's
I'm
gonna be
beyond
great.
grateful you
Yeah,
had
yeah.
me for this first episode.
Exactly. It's episode 1, but after maybe episode 30 or 40, like I'll have you on again. We'll do Pamela part 2, and it's gonna be
I
great.
love
It's gonna be a whole
that.
different
It'll
conversation.
be a whole new conversation and
Exactly,
it's gonna
exactly.
be just another growing and learning.
Experience.
I
Yeah.
love sitting here and talking with you. I could do it for hours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's beyond nice, like
It's really
being
nice,
able
yeah.
to sit and have open minds, just kind
Yeah.
of bounce thoughts off of each other.
Exactly. And as strangers too, that's kind of like that's kind of the point too of
Yeah.
my podcast. Like I just met you like a couple weeks ago and that's kind of the point because like we're here
Yeah.
acting cordial as humans, having a normal discussion and stuff, and that's what it can be like.
Yeah.
Like
I love that.
yeah, even in relationships, like I've seen my parents fight and stuff, but like if for example in my last relationship we had like a very heavy fight and I told her let's stop right here, let's go outside and take a walk. Like that ability to be cordial and that ability to self-analyze and that ability to be a smarter and better human being, that's kind of like what this podcast is on and the vibe of this podcast, you know. So thank you so much for watching. This is Pamela. Did you want to shout out your website?
PamelaLindley.com.
Yes,
Pamela
yes.
Lindley Insta. All of it. Just Pamela Lindley.
Yeah. She's a pretty girl and she gets people pretty for all types of events, and she knows
Yes.
exactly the people that you would need for any type of glam type of situation. She's absolutely fabulous.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Yeah.